Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Karen, the Women's Midlife Specialist. And we've got some good labs here. We've got a 58-year-old. She is post menopause. She had a hysterectomy. Actually, she doesn't say post menopause, but at 58, it's very likely that she is because her ovaries are not removed. So it would be helpful to know for sure if she was postmenopausal. Now, it might be somewhat difficult for her. She didn't really know because she had a hysterectomy, so therefore she's not having any menstrual cycle, but her ovaries are not removed. So, if you've had a hysterectomy and therefore you no longer have periods, it is true that you're likely to go through menopause about 5 years earlier than average. So let's just assume she has been through menopause. She's not on any current bioidentical hormone replacement, but she is on some Synthroid, which is 100% T4 thyroid medication. And I'm going to actually use SP. This is SP, by the way, and I am going to actually use SP's labs to show you a whole lot more about thyroid function because this is going to help her very much. Okay, so in terms of her labs, she's got low normal estrogen and low normal progesterone for someone who is postmenopausal. But if she wanted to optimize her levels, these are very low. Her progesterone to estrogen ratio is also very low. We want this to be at least 100. So even though she's low in both of estradiol and progesterone, she's still estrogen dominant. Now, testosterone is low, almost on the lowest end of the reference range for someone not taking any testosterone. And this poor little DHEA is significantly low no matter what age. Okay, but cortisol is on the lower end of normal. So she's at least able to elicit a cortisol response in the morning. However, with all of these low levels, I suspect we've got an adrenal axis dysfunction as well as a hormone, a sex hormone depletion. Okay, so let's go on down to graphs and get a better picture of what she looks like. And so, SP, here you are, my darling, on the lowest end of normal for your age. So, if you wanted to optimize over here, you've got quite a ways to go. Same with progesterone, same with testosterone. Below normal of any age for DHEA, very indicative of a cortisol stress picture. And here, lowest end of normal for anyone who is checking their saliva at about 6:30, 7 a.m. Okay, so let's take a look at the symptoms and see what we come up with and see if this makes any sense. The first thing, let's just pop over to these general categories, and holy moly, just as expected, she is number one grouping of symptoms show estrogen and progesterone deficiency. The second one shows high cortisol, so an adrenal axis dysfunction. The third one shows still low metabolism, even though you're on Synthroid. Okay, so this is going to be very important in reviewing your labs here. And low androgens as the last one, which your labs indicate that as well. So when we look at the severe ones, we've got icky, severe hot flashes and night sweats. We got to take care of that. And that is very bad for your sleep. You've got severe sleep disturbance. You have evening fatigue, which is very significant for a low thyroid, also for cortisol problems, as well as androgen issues. And then we've got high cholesterol, which is indicative of a metabolism issue. So, still low metabolism, nails breaking and brittle, that's metabolism. Constipation is metabolism. So, I want to help you with this because even though you're on Synthroid, I have a feeling that this is still a problem, which is common, very common when people are being treated only with T4. And I'm going to show you why in just a moment here. And it's going to be an aha moment for everyone. So, what are we going to do? Well, let's first fix the sex hormones. Those are the easiest ones to do, and it's straightforward. So, your estrogen is zero point 0.7 and your progesterone to estrogen is 20. Now, this is estradiol, of course, that we're talking about. Zero point 0.7 and 20. Keep that in mind. So, when you look at your estradiol, you first look for where you are here in this category, and you are less than 1.3, and that is less than 1.3 here. So, the next thing you have to look at is the progesterone to estrogen ratio. This category is if your progesterone to estrogen ratio is greater than 49. This is less than 50. So you are in this category. So your 2 pumps in the morning, 2 pumps at bedtime of hormone heaven, and 1 pump in the morning and 1 pump at bedtime of hormone protect, which is progesterone. Because you're so imbalanced, you're still only 58 years old. As you get older, you'll likely be able to drop off this hormone protect as the two decline in the same ratio. But right now, your estradiol is still declined at a slower ratio than your progesterone, and this is why it's so important to have more progesterone than you have of estrogen, because of this imbalance, to get you out of the estrogen dominance. So this will take care of all of that. Okay, so what about the androgens? Let's go back to this. We had a DHEA of only 1. So I think we were over here. What we want to do is we want to get on some good DHEA. I like micronized DHEA from a very good physician quality supplement, pharmaceutical grade, and that is 5 milligrams here uh, for about a month, and then pop that up to 10 milligrams, which will also improve your testosterone. Now, because you're so low, I suspect also that the adrenal stressors that are in your life are also a part of why this DHEA is so low. It may also be because your sex hormones have been deficient for so long, and this put you in a more stress state requiring more DHEA for I'm sorry, requiring more cortisol for bodily functions, and that DHEA just cannot be kept up by the adrenal glands. That's where DHEA is made, in the adrenal glands, and the adrenal glands are just not producing enough DHEA. As you nourish your adrenal glands, they will improve. Now, we decrease by 60% of DHEA by the time we hit menopause, but you feed those adrenal glands and you can improve their function. So I highly recommend Adrena 5, which is a wonderful supplement with adaptogens, with a good nutrient pack. You're a tiny little gal. You only have a BMI of 21. You're tall, thin. So I suspect you're not a big eater. So we want you to have good nutrition, and I highly recommend that you do get on a good multivitamin and nutrient. This has the reason I put this one in here and why I like it so much. It has everything you need in one packet per day. Very easy. The other thing, it's the most reasonably priced, that is of the right quality nutrients that I can find on the internet. So this is my choice. Okay, so let's move over to the next thing that is extremely important. And this is the thyroid. We've addressed the estrogen and progesterone deficiency and the estrogen dominant state. We've addressed how to help you with your high cortisol and low androgen symptoms. Now we need to address the low metabolism. Okay, so you're already SP on 100 micrograms of Synthroid a day, but let me show you why you still may need some help, either through a change in your medication or both a change in your medication and an additional supplement. Now, here's why. First of all, Synthroid is the average dose. Synthroid 100 mics is a average dose for hypothyroidism out there in the world of conventional medicine, but it's 100% T4. So what I want to show you is that T4 is not our main active thyroid hormone. Free T3 is. And here's how it goes. The brain releases a hormone called thyrotropin releasing hormone, and it comes from the hypothalamus inside the brain, and it stimulates the pituitary gland to make TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. That TSH stimulates the thyroid gland to make both T4 and T3. Now, most of T4 is bound to protein, and any hormone that is bound to protein is not active. It does nothing but float around. What is not bound to protein is called free T4. The same thing happens with T3. It makes T3, but most of this is bound to protein, and what is not bound to protein is free T3, and it is our most active thyroid hormone. However, I want you to note that the the thyroid does not produce a ton of free T3. Most of our free T3 comes from the conversion of our T4, and this is where Synthroid comes in. The body must convert it to free T3 in order for you to get that free T3 level up and the function of good metabolism. So Synthroid, 100% T4. Your body produces more T4 and it must be converted to this T3. So this T3 is what's active. But the free T4 goes to one of two places. It either goes to free T3 or it goes to reverse T3. And I know this is complicated. Listen to this over and over again. But this reverse T3 is not active. So this is active. This is not active. So I want you to ask your doctor the next time he tests your thyroid, or you can even do it through ZRT. You can test these appropriate levels, make sure you're getting TSH, free T4, free T3, reverse T3, and TPO. That's for Hashimoto's you want to be looking at your venous blood work. And for you, we want to look at this reverse T3, and hopefully your doctor doesn't have any problem with this. ZRT offers a blood spot, but they do not offer a reverse T3. It must not be easy to do. I don't know, but you can get this in your venous blood work. If your doctor won't do it, well then at least get this through your ZRT blood spot. And then you can look at your levels, and maybe you have just recently done this, and you can look at your levels, and if they are within normal reference range, but they aren't within optimal reference range, which is what I give you here, this supplement would be a good supplement for you. So it has additional nutrients specifically for the thyroid gland, along with some herbal adaptogens. Again, ashwagandha. You'll be using some ashwagandha in the Adrenal, which is also an excellent adaptogen for your thyroid gland. Google resin is excellent to help with your cholesterol, turmeric with inflammation, which usually exists with low thyroid, and N-acetylcysteine, L-tyrosine, of course, and iodine are what make up thyroid hormone in itself, and zinc and selenium in these vitamins are very important for the actual conversion, enzyme conversions of T4 to T3. So this is why I recommend this. Okay, SP, I hope this has been helpful for you. I'm excited that I got to help with your labs and to get you started on a healthier path. And let me know how you're doing. And I'm excited for you. And give me a thumbs up, everybody. And I will see you next time with some more good information. Okay, take care. Bye bye.